This story happens in the summer of 2016. Me and my friends are sat on these benches at this playground and we're just making some silly boy banter. Some silly jokes with one another. We're having a good time. It's summer. And I remember we picked on one of my best friends at the time and also now. And we started joking about a car that he's going to inherit from his father. Because at this point we were like 14, 15, 16-year old and we weren't able to drive cars, at least here in my country. You need to be 18 years old to drive a car. And my friend didn't have his driver license yet. So most likely what would happen in the future is he was going to inherit his father's old car. Here in Bulgaria, we drive quite old cars. So at this point, if it was 2016, this car might have been made in 1995. So quite an old car. It was Renault. It's quite a big. We call it the aquarium because it's so big and it's for a family. And yeah, we were making these silly jokes with him, saying that he was going to impress some girls with this car. He was going to, I don't know, get in some accident because the car is going to break down because it's so shit and this kind of stuff. And I remember him getting absolutely furious. His whole face turned red. He got so angry and so mad. And if you made banter with your friends, that this is the funniest thing. Once you see something like this, you start joking more and more and more and more because you see the reaction from the other person. And that's what we did. We continued giving more and more of this banter to him, and he got more and more and more mad. Now, if I remind him the story from it's already 7 years ago, he's going to laugh so hard about himself how he reacted to this in such an angry way. Because nowadays he doesn't care about this car anymore. At some point, it turned out that he drove this car, and at some point, he stopped caring. But the point of this story is that once something triggers us, it means that we care. And this goes much deeper when it comes to our self image. Because, for example, if somebody tells you that you have blue hair, are you going to get offended? Most likely no, because you don't have blue hair. That's how it is. You have brown hair or a little bit dark blonde hair, but you don't have a blue hair. Therefore, you're not going to get offended. And the logic here is that you get offended only about something that you believe it's right. In the example of my friend, he believed that this car is shit and funny, and that's why he got offended about it. When I was in the football team, everybody was joking with me that I'm not going out from my home and especially from my hood. And I got so offended about it, and they never stopped joking with it because I, back then, kind of knew deep inside of myself that it's kind of true. And now I look at it and it's funny because I was kind of not going out a lot. Yeah. It's kind of funny. And now I realize it, and it doesn't affect me so much. Now people can joke about the same thing with me, the same like with my friend, and we're not going to react in any way. But the fact that you react means that you care and that you believe this certain thing. For example, if somebody on the street tells you you're ugly, there are two reactions that you can give. The first one is to get mad. The second one is to just laugh about it because this shows the insecurity of other people, of the other person, that they insult you just to feel better. But in the first scenario where you get angry, think about it more, analyze it, dive deeper, and you realize that you kind of think it. You kind of believe it about yourself. Because the same with the blue hair. If you don't have a blue hair, why would you get offended? You would just laugh and say, what the fuck are you talking about? The same way could be about everything, guys. About being smart, about being, I don't know, successful, about being famous, about being stupid. Everything that people tell you that triggers you means that there is something inside of you, some part of you that believes this. What we have to do is identify this, first be aware of the problem because this is always the first step. And second, just let it go. Just let go of that limiting belief. How to let go, I'm going to speak about it in every single video, is by accepting that you have it in the first place, not trying to resist it, fully go into the emotion and the sensation of it, and just let it pass because you don't need it anymore. Of course, this is easier said than done, but this is how you don't need these beliefs anymore. If you believe that you're ugly, you're going to get offended. If you believe that you're stupid, you're going to get offended. If you know deep inside of you that you're not these things, then it doesn't matter what other people tell you. You're just going to brush it off and probably laugh about it. But as long as you believe it, you can be shaken. And I believe here, people on the channel, as well as me, we want to be at such a point emotionally and internally that the outside world doesn't matter so much. It cannot shake us. This is the mental toughness. It's not so much about controlling your surroundings, your environment, because you cannot control if somebody tomorrow tells you you're ugly on the street. What you can control is your reaction to it. And your reaction comes from your beliefs about it. And your beliefs are so deeply inside of you that you cannot even be aware of them until they are brought up on the surface. And how things are brought up on the surface? By you being triggered. And that's how it works. Mostly we get triggered in social situations. Other people trigger us the most. And this is when the real work starts. This is when you need to identify why you're getting triggered, why you're getting mad about this, why do you believe it's true, and let it go.